We have a question from the audience.
Oh.
What is your time objective?
The time objective is 5 to 7 minutes.
It's on the sheet.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Morning, Daniel. Welcome back.
Well, I'm a little rusty. I haven't been here for a few months. I don't know that this will be the paragon of a speech today, but we'll see how it goes. And also, I am Danielle Davis. There's a question mark next to my name on the roster. And I'm not sure why I'm in question, but I will tell you, there is no question. I am Danielle Davis.
And you're here.
And I'm here. So. Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here this morning. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you guys and let you in on a little secret. I struggle. I have actually a particular place of struggle that has come up for me a few times in my life. I remember thinking about it first a long time ago when I was single and dating, and someone would call me up on the phone, a guy would call me on the phone, hey, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, nothing. You know, what do you got going on? Same old, same old. But in reality, I was actually doing something. I was planning on taking a bubble bath, reading a book. And I started to realize that how I frame what's going on in my life makes a big difference in how I think about my life and how others think about my life. It's mitigating perception. There's a difference between saying, meh, nothing, same old, versus I'm going to take a bubble bath and curl up with a really good book that I'm reading. Right? Makes a huge difference. I had the challenge of coaching someone recently, and then as part of my assignment for my pathway, and then I was supposed to give a speech on it, and I found myself back in my old pattern where I was just like, well, I was supposed to do the assignment, found somebody willing, I coached them, they did their own speech. You know, what am I supposed to give a speech on about that, you know? And then I realized, I thought, well, I did have a baby in the middle of that process, so maybe that would sound impressive to people. The fact that I started coaching someone through a project, and in the middle of that project had a baby and continued to coach them, right? That might be noteworthy. But then also there was the fact that, well, this particular member actually gained a lot from that experience. I would actually say that this member gained skills and techniques to better prepare for speeches that they give in Toastmasters moving forward. And my gosh, what's that worth? And then if I even took that a step further, I thought to myself, well, I really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I'm a coach. I'm on the Effective Coach Pathways, and then I'm a coach in my own personal work. So for me, it seems like run of the mill, but I really enjoyed it. I've often heard this saying that says what's chaos for the fly is normal for the spider. And perhaps that's something that we can think about here today, extrapolating and say what's impressive to the fly is normal to the spider. Because for me it seems like no big deal. Meh, I just coach somebody, no big deal. How am I going to give a speech on that? But if I really think about it, I'm like, well, there's all these gems there. These little tiny gems. The gem of, I could have said, well, sorry I had a baby, I'm out. But instead I found time to still make those connections. And I wasn't actually here, but I got a copy of this person's speech, and I reviewed it and gave them feedback. And so we had this whole cradle to grave project of mentoring on this one speech that this person was working on. It was great, it was wonderful. And then I think about the gem of that person being able to take away not just that one speech that they gave, but all the things that they learned from me during that, and then all the joy that I experienced by giving back to that person. These are all gems. So my purpose today is to challenge you to think about where you might possibly have this opportunity in your own life, where when you go home to your spouse tonight and they say, how was your day? And you're like, meh, just another day. You can say, well, I talked to the mailman for only about 3 minutes, but I'm pretty sure that when he left, he was smiling a little bit more. maybe we can take my experience home with all of us and say, how can I think about the perception of how I'm thinking about my life and how I'm speaking about my life? Because all of these tiny little gems add up to what's really the treasure of our life. It is life, and it's a great life.